This is a presentation of the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Any other use of this telecast or any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the Oklahoma Sports Network's consent is prohibited. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be used without express written consent.
Hello and welcome, everybody. We are back. It is that time again. High school basketball playoffs on the Oklahoma Sports Network. It's been a loaded week of hoops all over OSN, and we are not slowing down today in the slightest. 7 games on our network today. This one of the better ones. It's the Noble Lady Bears, the Midwest City Lady Bombers on a Friday afternoon at J.E. Sutton Fieldhouse in Midwest City, Oklahoma. The winner of this game moves on to area next week and puts themselves one measly win away from reaching the state tournament at the Lloyd Noble Center in Norman, Oklahoma. A lot on the line today. Not an elimination game, but boy, your path to the state tournament is far more reasonable with a win in this game as opposed to a loss. A lot on the line here in Midwest City, Oklahoma. Josh Calloway on hand for you. Been with you all week here at J.E. Sutton Fieldhouse. Both Midwest City teams, the girls and boys, took care of business in their openers, and now will hope to do the same against stiffer competition in the regional finals. For Midwest City, a plastering of Western Heights on Tuesday night, 90-20. Noble, meanwhile, the complete other end of the spectrum. They won a thriller against Elgin. A little bit of a mild upset there over the Elgin Lady Owls on Tuesday night. A 2-point win, 55-53, and now Noble's coming in here looking to spring the big upset, win this regional, and move to, like I said, area and within a single win of the state tournament at Lloyd Noble Center. So a lot on the line here with these two teams. Should be a fun matchup. They've met 2 times previously this year. Both those games went pretty heavily in the favor of the Bombers. They met way back December 1st, was actually the season opener. Midwest City won that one 64-36. They met again almost 2 months later on January 23rd. Midwest City won that one decisively as well, 77-33. But the Bears are playing their best basketball at the right time. Got a big emotional win on Tuesday. We'll see how they follow that up today, this afternoon, against the Bombers. The winner of this game, like we said, moves on to area. They'll get either Carl Albert or Dell City, which is on our airwaves right now as we speak. The game just getting going, so I can put that all together. That means that a Midwest City win here, and you are guaranteed at least one Mid-Dell girls basketball team will be in the state tournament. Now, you can still get multiple because there's no eliminations being had today. But a Midwest City win, and you're guaranteed at least one because they'll play for a spot next week in area, site, time, all that to be determined over the course of the weekend as we move to neutral sites after this weekend's games, which makes that today's games, if Midwest City wins, both for the girls and the boys, same situation, a win, and that's it for home games this year. So could be the final home games for some of these seniors on the girls and boys end for Midwest City, hoping to go out on a high note, get a big win, punch your ticket to area, and be one win away from making the state tournament. The difference between winning a regional and not winning it, most people understand, is huge. But to boil it down simply, you win this game, you're a win away from the state tournament, and you have 2 shots to get it next week. If you lose this game, you have to not only turn around and win tomorrow, but you got to go win 2 games in area next week. So the teams that win their regionals vastly, by the vast majority, make up the teams that make the state tournament. So this is a huge game today. Even though it's not an elimination, it's a huge game with a lot on the line, and we are excited and pumped up to bring it to you on the Oklahoma Sports Network. All right, we're going to step aside here for a quick break. When we come back, we're going to have the starting lineups, and we're going to have the basketball. Midwest City, Noble, Friday afternoon. I'm all mixed up on my days. Friday afternoon at J.E. Sutton Fieldhouse. Little matinee hoops, why not, on a Friday. Playoff basketball, beautiful, beautiful time of year. We're going to take a timeout. Lineups tip after the break on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. And finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed. Because your success is our success.
All right, back at Chase Sutton Fieldhouse, Josh Calloway with you. Amaya Robinson working the camera for us today on both of these games here in Midwest City. Going to be a great day of action on OSN. 7 games, like we said, on our airwaves. It's going to be a beautiful day of action. We're pumped to bring it to you. All right, starting lineup presented by Dynamic Health Clinic. At Dynamic Health Clinic, Dr. Kaufman specializes in athletic injuries, is able to get athletes back in action very quickly using a system called Advanced Muscle Integration. Play better, recover faster at Dynamic Health Clinic. Starting 5 for the Noble Lady Bears. First, number 0 is Rayleigh Steely. She's a 5'5 junior. Number 20, Kason Cottrell is a 5'9 sophomore. Number 21, Landry Decker, a 6' senior. Number 23, Hayden George, a 5'11 junior. And number 33, Callie Abernathy, a 5'7 sophomore. The Lady Bears are 11-13 entering play tonight and are coached by Lindsey Vanderberg. As for the hometown Midwest City Lady Bombers, number 0, Sierra Martin, is a 5'10 senior. Number 2, Celia Landon, a 5'7 senior. Number 13, Seven Miller, a 5'8 sophomore. Number 23, Sanaya Gaddis, a 5'7 senior. Number 45, Dayana Douglas, a 6'1 senior. The Bombers come into play tonight 21-3 and are coached by Megan Malloy Knight. So with that, we're underway. Midwest City wins the tip in their home whites with the black numbers. Gold Bombers across the chest. Noble in the road blacks with blue numbers. White Noble, and the Bombers not wasting any time. A very quick 3 right out of the gates here to have a fast lead on their home floor. Our first Bobby Lewis Insurance 3-ball right out of the gates. And Noble tries to respond as we're just getting started here after the quick start for the Bombers on their home floor. Like we said, for these seniors, final home game if you win it. If you lose, you can have another home game tomorrow. But they'd rather just go ahead and win now and get on to the area round next week. Noble with it. This is way out near half court. Is Abernathy able to slip it over to George. George on the wing, guarded by Landon. Pass underneath. Good pass. And a turnaround shot is up and good for Rayleigh Steely. That was well done. That pass kind of threaded the needle. There wasn't a lot of space. But put it home, and it's 3-2. But quickly the other way, Sarah Martin, a turnaround shot is good. And the Bombers' first couple possessions, you got to like what you're seeing so far from, if you're Coach Megan Malloy Knight, as they got 2 possessions, 2 buckets. It's 5-2 Bombers. Back to the way come the Bears. This is Steely with it on the block. Had that first point. That was a great cut and a great find to Hayden George, who just slipped underneath, lost track of her, and put her home. Then it's 5-4, 6:38 to go in the first quarter. Fun start to this one as these offenses humming early in the first 90 seconds. Sierra Martin on the block, spin move, turnaround shot at the rim, couldn't finish it. Rebound pulled in by the Bears. I think that was Cottrell maybe at that board. Couldn't quite read the number from here. Pull up little mid-range jumper is not going to go. Try to bank it in, did Abernathy. Didn't fall. Douglas gets the rebound. Deanna Douglas was absolutely everywhere in the win over Western Heights on Tuesday. Sierra Martin driving the rim. A lot of contact. That's an offensive foul. Charged against the senior Sierra Martin. So the first foul of the day goes against the home team with 6:04 to go in the first. And Noble will get the ball back. Will have a shot to try and get their first lead if they can cash in some points here. Midwest City's pressure defense, which absolutely wreaked havoc on Western Heights on Tuesday. Forced lots of turnovers, lots of easy buckets. Ball's knocked out of bounds. They're going to say that's off of Noble. As falling to the floor there was Decker. relatively young Noble team. Just one senior in the lineup, and it is Decker. It's a Lady Bears team that, slight underdog. I don't know if it's the 4-5 matchup on Tuesday night, but they knocked off Elgin. That wasn't completely expected. Thought we might have an all-OSN affair today with Elgin and Midwest City, but Noble had other ideas, knocked off the Owls, and moved to within a game of area. Elgin, meanwhile, did bounce back. They knocked off Western Heights in the game right before us here, so they prolonged their season another day as the mid-range little running floater there for Gaddis, who's in the lineup today. It was C.D. Johnson on Tuesday, but Gaddis gets the start today and hit that shot. Makes it 7-4. Missed shot here for Abernathy, but she got it right back, and Noble can reset some things. Here's George driving on Douglas, and it's blocked. A mean rejection by Douglas. We'll stay at this end. We'll make sure we get our first quarter sponsor in there as Marquia Pratt subs in for the Bombers. It's Rose State College. Parents who want to save money on college, help your student get ahead by earning college credit in high school. It's called concurrent enrollment, and Rose State College makes it easy and very affordable. Apply today at rose.edu/concurrent. Noble turnover. Bombers have it back. Fast break it away, and there's Marquia Pratt. It's Marquia Pratt, normally a starter for Midwest City. 2 straight games come off the bench as she kind of gets back into the fold following an injury that sidelined her for a while. We talked about it on Tuesday if you're with us then. She's going to be a key piece of this. And so good to see her out there playing. Hopefully she can get back to her normal minutes allotment before too long as Douglas gets the turnover, leads the one-man fast break and finishes. And with 4:27 to go in the first quarter, it's 11-4 Bombers. A fast start on their home floor, and Noble wants to take an early timeout as Coach Vanderberg wanted to talk about things. Mentioned this yesterday in the boys' side of things whenever Western Heights was here playing Midwest City on that end of the bracket. When you're coming in as an underdog on the road, it probably goes without saying, but it's paramount that you can't fall behind too much early. And Western Heights played okay last night in that game, but they were in such a big hole early it didn't really matter. Similar sentiment here if you're Noble. You're coming in as a team that's already beat you pretty soundly a couple of times. If you want to have a chance to try and spring an upset here, you got to keep it close. Trying to come the hard way out of a big deficit, not what you need. And so I think that's a good timeout by Coach Vanderberg, sensing, hey, we're down 7 early. Let's calm this thing down. Make sure we can try to get a bucket here because this is important possessions already in this game. Steely on the block off the pass from Abernathy. Feeds it to the top, Decker. Decker being hounded by Martin. She'll fire to the cutting. Steely goes up and under. Oh, missed it. Made that a little tougher than it needed to be. There was nobody near her. Maybe she thought she had a defender a little closer. Nevertheless, an empty trip. Martin for 3 won't go. Steely rips down the boards to pass the midway point of the first quarter here at J.E. Sutton Fieldhouse. Steely hands off to Abernathy. Bounce pass to Steely on the wing. Gives it underneath on the block to Cottrell. Cottrell gives it back out to Decker. Underneath, George. Up and under move for George. Blocked again by Pratt that time, I think. Ooh, thought that ball hit the baseline. They say it stays in. Noble will take it, but a bad pass is tipped and intercepted by Celia Landon. Bombers have the turnover in the break. Landon racing down, and she's hit and fouled with 3:24 to go in the first. And Celia Landon, are they going to give her shots here? It looks like they're not. Always kind of comes down to the crew on how much leniency they're going to give in terms of continuation. That time, not buying it. They didn't give her the shot. So it's a foul on the floor. Midwest City keeps possession. Douglas' shot is blocked. Noble playing some good hard defense early. Really, if it wasn't for some turnovers that led to easy transition buckets, this would be a really tight game. Only 7, but those turnovers hurting them early. Here's Abernathy. Left-hand shot at the rim. Couldn't get it. Got her own miss. Kick out. A little mid-range push shot for George. Missed that one off the back iron. She's kicking herself on that one. She was wide open. Martin, meanwhile, comes down. Turnaround shot halfway down. That I spoke too soon. It looked good, but it rimmed off. So a bit of an offensive dry spell here for both teams. Landon, meanwhile, jumps through and makes a great interception like a safety in football and gets it up to Martin, and an easy fast break layup for Sierra Martin. So the run for Midwest City continues with 2:38 to go in the first. We have another timeout here. Not sure which team took this one, honestly. They're going to say Midwest City took it. That's their first. And also another 30-second timeout. So good start for the Bombers here. I mean, you come off Tuesday night, 90-20. You cruise. You're never in doubt against Western Heights. Now you come into this game against a team that you've, again, like we said, beat pretty comfortably twice already by 28 and 34 points. Coming out with that 43 points. Bad math. 44 points. Coming out with that edge and not kind of lollygagging your way through thinking, we're going to be fine here. Coming out with that edge and that intensity, not a given, especially at the high school level. So encouraging to see if you're Coach Megan Malloy Knight, this team coming out, playing hard, playing fast early. And they've got themselves a 9-point lead on their home floor, trying to punch their ticket to area next week against somebody that they'll be quite familiar with as a crosstown foe one way or another with Carl Albert and Del City in the area. Here's a three for Abernathy off the inbound. Didn't go. Rebound, though, comes out to Cottrell. Buys Noble a second chance. They've been rebounding pretty good. That's a double dribble, though. So Noble early is buying themselves lots of second chance opportunities on the offensive end. They're just not capitalizing nearly enough. Just the 4 points, almost 6 minutes in. As Pratt gives over to Gaddis in the corner. Landon going to go to the rim. Finished it. Celia Landon has got a burst that you don't see. That's even with that big brace on her left knee. She can really get up and go. I think she catches defenders by surprise with her speed sometimes. Now, Noble's seen her twice, so probably not. They know what she can do, but she can really get up and go. Bears need a bucket. Here's Decker at the top. Screen set by George. Bounce pass to Steely in the corner. Rayleigh Steely, the 5'5 junior, gives up to the top to George. I like Noble kind of slowing things down a bit here. As this ball is knocked out of bounds, it will stay with the Bears. There's no shot clock in high school hoops, obviously, and everybody knows that. You're in a bit of a hole right now. Catch your breath for a moment. Make sure you get a good look. No subs yet for Noble in this first quarter. It's been the starting five the whole way. And it's going to be a hip check foul. It's only the third foul this first quarter with 1:37 to go. Been pretty free-flowing for the most part. No free throws yet. Abernathy will get it in under the basket. Does so to Cottrell. Up and under move. Blocked by Martin. Oh, they're going to say she got her on the arm. Martin thought it was clean. And so right as I say no free throws, here's our first free throws of the day at the Toonie Buys Houses charity stripe. Will be Kaysen Cottrell, the sophomore shooting a pair. Toonie Buys Houses. We buy homes in any condition. If you or someone you know needs to sell a home for any reason, please call us today for a cash offer. See their phone number there. It's 405-931-3046. As Cottrell hits the first one, breaks up quite the dry spell offensively there for Noble. Meanwhile, into the game for the Bombers, the second free throw's no good, is C.D. Johnson, number 20, like we mentioned. She started the other day for Gaddis, in the spot that Gaddis is in, I should say. Gaddis got the start this time, but Johnson now in the bench here, off the bench in the first quarter. And we have a travel called against Landon. Pretty good Noble contingent made the trip here today. Any Bears fans that are tuned in, we appreciate you for doing so on the Oklahoma Sports Network. We know these matinee games can be a little tricky sometimes to get to. So however you found us, we appreciate it. On a Friday afternoon, long two for George rolls off. Rebound pulled in by Gaddis. And the Bombers have it back up by 10, 1:08 to go in the quarter. Three for Johnson, air balls long. Douglas, though, rips it down. Put back attempt, no good. Got her own miss. Stick back, yes. And that's what we saw Deanna Douglas do a ton of against Western Heights, just overwhelming them with her size and her height differential that she has on so many. Douglas listed at 6'1". Not a lot of teams have got a 6'1" player. The Bears do have Decker, who's listed at 6 foot even, so to kind of counteract that. Get another foul in Midwest City here. Some of the Bomber faithful not a huge fan of that call. So fourth foul on Midwest City, so any other ones through this final 51 seconds would put Noble at the line. Good job breaking the press here by the Bears. Also some good action off the inbound. Turnaround shot for Abernathy. And she was hit and fouled. So some free throws now coming for Callie Abernathy. at the Toonie Bice House Cherry Stripe. And again, I mean, this is, something we kind of say every broadcast where it's applicable, but the anatomy of an upset, getting to the line, getting your opponent in foul trouble is high on that list of things you need to try and do. Noble's doing that. Got to make your free throws, though. That goes without saying. That's the first one. Clanks off the back for Callie Abernathy, just a sophomore in the starting five for Noble. Second one will roll home. And it's 17-6, 38 seconds to go in the quarter. We'll see how slowly Midwest City wants to play. That's kind of a lot of time to drain off, but they could if they wanted. Don't look particularly interested in that as Pratt puts on the floor. She'll drive to the rim. Up and under move for Pratt won't go. Rebound pulled in by George. And the Bears have a fast break. Cottrell racing ahead. Might have gone to the travel there, but she'll take it. Layup is good. Bears within 10, back at single digits, 17-8. 10 seconds to play in the quarter. Pratt in the corner. Gives it up to Gaddis. Bounce pass. Landon is poked away and stripped. Rayleigh Steele, she's got a couple seconds. Going to have to really hurry. This will count. It goes. Great knowledge of the clock and how much time she had. She played that perfectly. It's a 5-0 run to end the quarter for Noble. And they're within a touchdown after one. Fun first quarter here. Midwest City leads at 17-10 after one. We'll take a timeout. Second quarter on the way after this break on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
It's a calling that's kept us free. It's a place to belong. What's the calling? It's doing a job that makes a difference. Serving your community and your country. It's part-time service where the impact is full-time. What's your calling? Air Force Reserve.
Back at J.E. Sutton Fieldhouse in Midwest City, Oklahoma. Josh Calloway with you on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Amaya Robinson working the camera for us this evening. A 5-0 run for Noble to end that second quarter has got them within a touchdown. That was a superb play by Rayleigh Steele to end that first quarter. I want to stress that. To get that turnover, and you saw her running down the floor, glance up at the clock, knew exactly how much time she had, and that layup came off her fingertips with about a half second. I mean, she couldn't have played that any more perfectly. She knew how much time she needed, and she got it done. That was really well done. And Noble's hard second quarter with the ball, so trying to build on it. Down 17-10. Into the game here and handling the ball. Just passed out in the corner, was deflected for Noble. That's number 15, Aracely Martinez, a 5'4 senior coming in off the bench. First sub of this game for Noble. And they turn it over. Midwest City has it back up 17-10 on their home floor. This is the girls' 5A West Regional Final. Winner of this game moves to area next week. Game time, location, all that to be determined later on. But you can pencil them in for next week and have a chance to be a win away from state. Loser of this game still has a shot, but it's a lot tougher. They'll have to turn around tomorrow and try to knock off the loser. I think it's maybe Guthrie. Yeah, the bracket, this whole new postseason format is very, it's a lot to handle. It's new this year, different than what it's been in the past. I think it's Guthrie, if I'm not mistaken. The loser of this game will play tomorrow to try and get to area, as we have a contact foul here called on the Bears, as Douglas was backing down her defender. And they are going to give her free throws here. So the Toonie Bice House Cherry Stripe has a bomber for the first time, as Douglas will shoot two. First foul called against Noble in the quarter. I think they said they got George on it. First one for Douglas is good. Our second quarter sponsor is Casa Juanito. Casa Juanito is a quick service restaurant offering fresh and flavorful fiesta meals in Del City, Oklahoma since 1976. Located at 4718 Southeast 29th Street in Del City. Casa Juanito, a very loyal and great sponsor for us to help us bring you all these Mid-Del playoff games. Midwest City, Carl Albert, Del City boys and girls, every playoff game available on OSN. Just as it has been in recent years, we're able to do that again, and that's because of our great sponsors. As a deflection out of bounds will stay down here with Noble. 6:33 to play in the first half. First of two today at J.E. Sutton Fieldhouse. We're going to have the boys end of this thing at 7:30 later. The turn-on shot for Cottrell won't go. Rebound pulled in by Gaddis. And we've got a great one on deck there as Midwest City's going to host El Reno here tonight. That's going to be fantastic. All right, that is set up for a great, great game tonight at 7:30. We hope you tune in for that one. As El Reno took care of business last night against Santa Fe South, as did the Bombers, who rolled over Western Heights, scored 100 in that game last night. And now they'll meet later. That's a, if you're Midwest City, you're a 1 seed, you earned, your path that you got. That's a tough draw in the regional final, El Reno. 18-6 record this year. That's going to be a fun game. Well, obviously, we'll break that all down later, but that's going to be a great one. We hope you tune in for it. As Donna Douglas continues to put in work, turnaround shot is up and good. And the Bombers lead it by 11, 21-10 as we hit the 6-minute mark to play in the second quarter. Abernathy pass to the cutting George, and she's hit and fouled. And some more free throws coming for the Bears as Hayden George will go to the line and shoot two. Noble's offensive action has been really fun to watch. Credit to Coach Lindsey Vanderberg. They're moving without the ball really well. You don't always see that at the high school level. A lot of teams kind of get caught, even good teams sometimes kind of get caught ball watching, just kind of waiting to get the ball at their certain spot they like. But you're seeing these Bears players moving without the ball really well. And the ball handler looking for them and finding them as they cut toward the basket. It's been really nice to watch. George makes them both. And it's 21-12 with 5:54 to go until halftime. Sierra Martin bringing this thing down the floor for the Bombers. On the floor right now for Midwest City, you have Gaddis, Seven Miller back in. C.D. Johnson, number 20, and Deanna Douglas down in the painted area. Long pass to Martin, almost too tall. She's able to save it. That 5'10 frame helping out there. Firing from three here is C.D. Johnson. Almost banked it. Didn't go. Steely rips down the board. And Noble continuing to just kind of hang around here, playing some pretty good defense. The half court has not been too shabby at all for Noble defensively so far. Here's Abernathy on the wing. Gives it underneath to Cottrell. And a tough spot here underneath the hoop. To Steely up and under. Layup attempt for Steely won't go. That's a really tough shot. Well defended by Douglas. Bombers have it back up by 9. Here's Sierra Martin on the wing. Feeds it off to Gaddis. Bounce pass to Douglas is mishandled out of bounds. It'll stay at this end with Midwest City. 5:02 to play in the half. Stay with us at halftime as we'll wrap up the first half action. We'll also peek around at the other scores this afternoon. Obviously, a lot of games have gone final from the 2 o'clock window. A bunch of elimination games. So a lot of team seasons came to an end today already. We'll peek in certainly on the games in progress, including, of course, that Carl Albert Del City game, which is of extreme interest for our viewers here as Douglas fights through and puts that one home to make an 11-point lead again. Ball knocked out of bounds. Will stay at this end with the Bears. So you're seeing Deanna Douglas start to do a little bit of what we saw on Tuesday against Western Heights, where she was just dominating down by the basket. Even when she would miss, she was able to clean up her own board, get her own boards, and a lot to handle. Didn't do a ton in the first quarter of this game, but she's starting to really make her presence felt as she deflected that pass, leads to a turnover and a fast break, landed into the rim. Couldn't finish it, but she is fouled. And Celia Landon will take a trip to the Toonie Buys House's charity stripe with 4:38 to play until halftime. Bombers leading by 11. They could have their biggest lead so far with even just one free throw here. First one for Landon is good. And Midwest City doubling up Noble now, 24-12 with another one to come. 21-3 record for Midwest City this year. It's the same record as the boys team. Both have just had special years. And both are certainly capable of more than making the state tournament, but doing some serious damage when they get there. 25-12, Noble has it. Rocket pass to George on the block. Turn around, that's a travel, yep. Douglas, just really good defense there. Gave her nowhere to go. Kind of turned around to shoot and realized that's not going to end well. Tried to maybe get around her and just couldn't do it. So Midwest City gets it back, up by 13. Here's Douglas. Over to Gaddis now. Miller underneath. Pass to cutting Sierra Martin, who finishes. That was a great pass. And a nice job by Martin, high pointing that ball, keeping it high, and getting the roll in. The Bombers have their biggest lead at 15, 27-12 as we pass the midway point of the second quarter. Cottrell in the corner to Decker. Pass deflected. It's loose, scooped up by Martin. Another fast break from Midwest City. Sierra Martin going to take it all the way to the rim. Left-hand shot won't go. Rebound pulled in by Decker. So an empty possession there for Midwest City. Noble has it back. Can they find enough consistent offense to hang in this right now? Just 12 points over 12 minutes in. Not exactly a ratio that you're going to be loving if you're Coach Vanderberg. As getting hacked right there was Abernathy, but she finished in the foul. Good sportsmanship by Seven Miller coming over and kind of patting her, saying, hey, no harm. Just trying to make a play on the ball because that was a pretty ferocious foul, but a great job by Abernathy to finish it through the contact. And Abernathy's going to shoot a free throw to go for the old-fashioned three-point play here. I think the official might have been checking on her because that was a pretty good collision there. But Abernathy says, nope, I'm good, and she hits the free throw. So lead down to 12. That was an important possession for Noble there. Just keep this thing within arm's reach. You can keep it at single digits going into halftime, 10 or less. Feel pretty good about things that you're still in this if you're Coach Vanderberg, I think, and Noble. Here's Miller in the corner. Oh, just mishandled the pass. Started to run before she had it. It's scooped up by Abernathy. Rocket pass to Decker, who finishes with the left. Great pass, and Decker closes it off. It's a 10-point game, under 3 minutes to play until halftime. That was a great pass. This Noble team, a really good passing team. The ball movement is splendid in this first half. High pass looking for Miller. It's another into the back court. Oh, boy, that's not going to be over and back. I'm going to say Montague with one there. I didn't see that it was deflected. It seemed like it was just a high pass. Maybe I missed something there, but they'll take it. Bombers keep the ball up by 10. Martin in the corner. Long pass right side to Gaddis. Now Landon. Midwest City slowing things down here, making sure they get a good shot. Miller for three. Side of the rim, no good. Rebound, pinballs around. Douglas with one arm and the foul. Beast mode, Diana Douglas. Getting slung to the ground. One arm tied up. That was special from Deanna Douglas. As just trying to do anything they could to slow her down there. George was just wrapped her up around the arm. Trying to tackle her almost. Just trying to, nothing malicious, just trying to make her earn at the line. It didn't matter. What a finish by Douglas. 12-point lead again and a free throw coming. Miller subs out, back into the game for the Bombers from number 20, C.D. Johnson. Meanwhile, George actually going to head off to the side. Hopefully she's okay. I didn't notice any injury, but she heads back toward the locker room area as another sub into the game for Noble is number 32, Macy Barefoot, a senior. As meanwhile, a quick turn layup is good for Abernathy. And gets it back down to a 10-point game, 29-19. Final 2 minutes of the first half. Johnson in the corner to Martin. Martin to the top to Landon. Landon left side, Johnson. Pass off the fingertips of Landon. Almost lost for a moment, gets it back out near half court and they'll reset. Left side, Martin, step up into a three. Sierra Martin, too much. Rebound pulled in by Abernathy. And the Bears can get this down to single digits with a bucket. Final 90 seconds of the first half. Cottrell, guarded by Douglas. Gives it underneath to the cutting steal. He got some separation. Turnaround shot is good. There you have it again. Some great off-ball movement leads to an open space in the defense. And she finishes it. It's an 8-point game, 29-21, 1:12 to go until halftime. Entertaining first half. Gaddis with it, gives it up to Landon left side. Midwest City seems to be in no major rush here. They may hold this for the end of the half. That's a lot of time, but they appear good with that. And Coach Meg Malloy Knight maybe kind of sensing a little bit of wobbliness here, if that's a word I can invent. and just try to get this to the half and maybe settle things down a little bit. Neither team seems to be in any rush here. So at 45 seconds, we're just going to hang out here, folks, for a half minute. And this is where a shot clock in high school hoops would be welcomed, because this is silly. I've seen teams drain the clock before, but I'm not sure if I've ever seen this little movement. Nobody is moving. Everybody is a statue right now with 20 seconds. Noble could pressure. It's tough to do, and she's just holding it. And now they'll get some action. 12 seconds. That was about a full minute just ran off. That's great. That's wild. Final 10 seconds. Gaddis on the wing. Kick out. Johnson in the corner for a three. Clackums. How about you use a full minute plus and cap it with a three to end the first half? A Bobby Lewis Insurance three ball by Sadie Johnson right at the buzzer makes it 32-21 Bombers. Bobby Lewis Insurance with two great locations to serve you with great rates in Choctaw and Del City. Give them a call in Choctaw at 405-281-6700 and Del City at 405-670-3665. So a great close there from Midwest City. They end up winning that second quarter. Noble did a great job to work it down to 8, but a little bit of a gut punch there to end the half. I think it's fair to say, as Midwest City drains off over a minute of clock and then rattles home a three right at the buzzer to take us to halftime. So we'll step aside here for a few moments. When we come back, we'll recap the first half. We'll look ahead to the second half. We'll also give you some scores around the 5A playoff, both games that are in progress and finals that we've already had today on this busy, busy Friday around the high school basketball circuit in the great state of Oklahoma. We'll take a timeout. Halftime report up next. Midwest City leads it 32-21 after 2 on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
If you've lived in Oklahoma long enough, you'll know that we get extreme weather. With that extreme weather comes hail damage to your roof and an insurance claim. When that happens, there's not a better company to deal with on your insurance claim than Cantrell Roofing and Construction. Since 1987, Cantrell Roofing and Construction has proven to be the best in the business. And always remember, got hail? Call Cantrell.
At CFD, our mission is to deliver quality dentistry by providing big practice benefits with a little practice feel. Since 2008, we've updated our look, technology, and have added new smiles to our tenured staff to better care for you right here at home. Convenience for you is one of our biggest goals, and we often provide same-day treatment to minimize your time off work. We are open Monday through Friday to serve you. Visit cfdok.com for details. We look forward to seeing you at our big little practice.
Yeah, you got it. Let's go. Travis! What business do you want to start?
I want to start a car mechanic shop.
Let's say we go to Scissor Tip.
Ready to go get some coffee?
Yeah, let's go.
You got it.
I think she was from
One,
Rose State.
2, 3.
Woohoo!
Congratulations, Rose State college graduates.
Back at J.E. Sutton Fieldhouse, Josh Calloway with you on the Oklahoma Sports Network. We're at halftime here of our first of 2 today in Midwest City as the Lady Bombers lead Noble 32-21 at the half. Great first half for Midwest City. I mean, you come out scoring pretty well early on, but Noble, give them a lot of credit. The Bears have come out with a great game plan, both offensively and defensively, frankly, to keep themselves in it, especially offensively. I've been so impressed with the movement without the ball, cutting to the rim. They haven't tried to just launch a bunch of threes. In fact, I don't know if they've hardly shot any threes in this game so far. They've done a great job getting to the rim and finishing there. A lot of credit out to Noble for that offensive game plan. Midwest City, meanwhile, just doing a great job doing what they do. They hit some timely threes, including that big one right at the end of the first half there by C.D. Johnson. They did a great job down in the painted area. Sierra Martin and Deanna Douglas doing what they do, cleaning up on the boards, getting them second chance opportunities, and cashing in some easy points that way. And then just using their athletes. Salia Landon, great first half for her as well. Seven Miller got in there. We're making some plays. Sanaya Gaddis as well. So good first half for both teams, really, and we should be set up for an interesting second half. I mean, Noble's in a bit of a hole here, down 11. It's crazy how different just one bucket can make things feel, too, because Noble carried some momentum with them there. They cut it down to 8. It felt like, all right, the Bears have got a real shot here. Not to say they still don't, but that 3 to push it to 11 just changes the whole vibe and complexion of this second half. So we'll see how that changes things. Paramount for the Bears to get off to a good start in this second half and try to take some momentum into the fourth. You figured, what, get it down to 7-6 or so to really feel like you've got a good shot moving into the fourth quarter. Give me a fun finish. We'll give you some scores here while we have a few minutes before the second half starts. Teams are coming back out to start warming up. That Del City Carl Albert game, certainly the game of most interest. Very low scoring right now. That game is in the second half already. It's the middle of the third. 23-18 Eagles on the road leading Carl Albert right now. So Del City girls trying to spring a big upset and move to within one win of the state tournament. A reminder, I said off the top, but in case you missed it, the winner here faces the winner there in area next week with a spot in the state tournament on the line. So if Midwest City wins, it will be an all-Mid-Del affair next week somewhere at some time. That's all to be determined later. But what a fun environment and game that would be if that's the way this thing goes. So Del City right now looking for an upset on the road. Not a massive upset. Obviously, Del City and Carl Albert, you kind of throw out the record book. Sometimes those schools get together, but Eagles on the road. That game's at Titan Fieldhouse. Trying to get a little bit of a mild upset there in just across town over at Carl Albert High School. Elsewhere today, Guthrie, like we said, won big over Southeast. The loser here will see them tomorrow in what would be an elimination game, a do-or-die game. Some other scores right now. Booker T and Will Riders are knotted up at 17 apiece. Lawton MacArthur leading Shawn E 20-13 in that one. Tahlequah on top of McAllister, 25-19. El Reno leads Guyman, 39-15. Sapulpa on top of Holland Hall, 25-13. Grove over Coweta right now, 20-18 in that one. That's at halftime. Some finals from earlier we mentioned off the top. Elgin, big winners over Western Heights. They win at 81-30. The Owls extend their season for another day. They'll move on and play tomorrow evening, trying to get to area. Crossings Christian took care of Santa Fe South in a good one, 50-44. Durant wins a good one over East Central, 47-42. Tulsa Memorial beats Pryor, 64-47. Bishop Kelly took down the Claremore Fighting Zebras, 51-15. And then Collinsville, big winners over Edison Prep, 68-13. Those were all elimination games earlier today, those final scores. Other games were all regional finals, so those were not elimination games if the games are in progress right now. All right, we're going to take one more time out here. We're just a couple minutes away. When we get back, we'll have the third quarter for you. Going to be a fun second half here. Interesting the way this thing goes. Midwest City leads Noble 32-21 after 2. Timeout and back for the third quarter after this on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. And finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed, because your success is our success.
When it comes to your home, you need someone that you can trust to keep it safe and protected for you and your family.
Vesta Foundation Solutions is your local, family-owned company that has helped many homeowners fix and protect their homes.
Our engineered solutions can take care of all of your foundation repair, basement waterproofing, concrete leveling, and dirt crawl space repair needs.
We take pride in getting the job done right, and you'll always be protected with up to a 75-year warranty.
Contact us today for a free estimate.
All right, back at J.E. Sutton Fieldhouse in Midwest City. Josh Calloway with you. Maya Robinson working the camera for us tonight. Ready to start the second half. Midwest City leads Noble 32-21 as we get back to action in this girls 5A West Regional Final. Winner here moves on to the area round next week and will be one win away from the state tournament at the Lloyd Noble Center. Here's Marquia Pratt driving the lane. That's a great way to start the second half through the Bombers. Marquia Pratt puts on the floor, takes it right to the rim, and finishes. And Midwest City leads it 34-21. Bombers led by as much as 15 in that first half. Noble went on a nice run right toward the end to cut it to 8. Midwest City a big 3 at the buzzer to take it to 11, and that bucket right there gets it back out to 13. Here's Abernathy on the wing. She'll drive the baseline, take it to the rim. Can't quite get it to roll home, but she does draw contact and a foul. And Callie Abernathy will shoot a pair at the Toonie Buys House's Cherry Stripe in a very nice first half for Callie Abernathy. 7:20 to go in the third, 34-21 Bombers lead. 2 free throws for Abernathy. First one rolls off, gives us a chance to thank our third quarter sponsor, which is Buffalo Wild Wings. 5500 Tinker Diagonal in Del City. Come to Buffalo Wild Wings. Support your favorite Mid-Dale winter sports team. Download the team card on your phone. Show your waiter, and your team will get 10% of the proceeds. Empty trip at the line there for Noble. Can't have that. If you're going to come back and try to find a way to pull this thing off, you got to capitalize at the line. Martin kick out to Johnson. Round the horn. Gaddis in the corner. Landon for 3. Front of the rim, no good. Rebound ripped down by Sierra Martin, and she rolls it home. That's what Sierra Martin and Deanna Douglas just do so well. How many points per game do the Bombers just steal? That sounds a negative connotation, but just start getting offensive rebounds and sticking them back. It's amazing. And now a turnover leads to a fast break for Gaddis. The Bombers lead it by 17. This is their biggest lead of the night. And it comes with 6:43 to go in the third. And Coach Vanderberg, sensing danger, takes a timeout for the Bears. Their second, so have 3. And a good timeout, because if you're Noble right now, you've entered the danger zone. You're down 17, early stages of the third quarter. This is where they can slip away from you at this point right now. You're still close enough that you feel like you piece it together, you get hot, you want to run, crazy things can happen. But right now, you got to reel this thing in fast, down 17 with 6:43 to go in the third. Again, like we mentioned earlier, first of 2 today at Midwest City. We hope you tune back in later. 7:30, the approximate tip time, as the Bombers host El Reno here on the boys' side of things. That should be a real fun one. Excited for that game with the winner. Same deal as here, getting to area, being a win away from the state tournament. That's going to be a fun game later on. El Reno in Midwest City. Hope you tune in and hang out with us tonight here on OSN. Here's Steely at the top. Goes to her right, guarded by Landon. Bears need points. Decker at the top, guarded by Sierra Martin. Underneath on the elbow, turnaround shot for George. Gets the friendly roll. That'll do. Good turnaround shot by George. Hit the back iron, got the friendly roll. Quickly the other way, Sierra Martin's layup won't fall. Rebound is loose, scooped up by Landon, and she's fouled. Right now, if you're Noble, if you don't win this game, if you don't find a way to come back, erase this, and win this, I think you kind of have to look back at how many second chance opportunities the Bombers have had as being the main culprit as to what did you in. Midwest City's bought themselves lots of points after misses on these possessions, and that just is so painful, especially when you're an underdog on the road like Noble is in this game. First free throw's no good for Landon. Second one on the way. That'll fall. So a split trip for Landon makes it 39-23. Abernathy brings it down the floor for the Bears. Goes across the lane. Handoff Decker. Decker being hounded by Johnson, not giving her much room to work with at all. Does find the Steely cutting underneath, and she gets blasted by Gaddis, who then has a bad reaching foul on Decker as Steely's shot was just completely absorbed by Sanaya Gaddis. But then Gaddis, right after making a great play, a bit of a bad play, reaching in on Decker, and she gets a couple free throws here at the Toonie Bice House's Cherry Stripe. And the first one is up and good. Second one no good. Rebound though, Cottrell. Here's a second chance for the Bears this time, and she's fouled. I didn't have time to take the Cherry Stripe out, and I don't need to, as we're heading right back there, as Kaysen Cottrell will go to the line and shoot two more. That's 3 fouls on Midwest City, so Noble creeping toward the bonus. The Bombers will have just one more to give the rest of the way in this third quarter. And again, that's how you get back in the game. It's a combination. You want to come back in the game and you want to pull an upset, and that Venn diagram, getting to the line, is right smack dab in the middle. Martin will come out. Back in to replace her is Seven Miller. Meanwhile, both free throws are good. So without hitting a shot, Noble gets 3 points on that possession. And it's 39-26, 5:45 to go. Bears just continuing to kind of hang in here on the road at J.E. Sutton Fieldhouse. Here's Johnson at the top of the key. Bounce pass underneath to Seven Miller. Almost lost the handle. Turnaround shot, no, but here you go. Douglas rebound, put back, and the foul. That's what she does.
Foul on number 21, Landry Decker.
That's a gut punch if you are Noble. You cut it to 13. You got a nice stop. Miller, a tough shot. She missed it. But Douglas not only cleans it up, not only puts it back, but gets fouled in the process and will have a chance to make it a three-point play. Does just that. Lead back to 16, 42-26. Steely brings it up for the Bears. She hits across half court. Guarded by Gaddis. Right side Decker, guarded by Seven Miller, trying to get around her with the left. Hands off to Cottrell. Cottrell underneath to George. Turnaround shot for George is good. Been a pretty nice afternoon for Hayden George. Another tough bucket there. Gets it back down to 14, 42-28. 5-minute mark to play in the third. Johnson pass to Landon in the corner, gives it up to Gaddis. Ooh, bad pass there. Miscommunication. Ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by the Bombers. And Johnson went to throw that back to Gaddis, and she was already cutting toward the corner. Just miscommunication leads to the unforced error in the turnover. And Noble has it back, down by 14. Abernathy on the wing. Hands off to Steely. Steely with her left. Crossover move. Abernathy once again. Feet on the Bomber Magic insignia on the court here at Midwest City High School. Pass underneath to Steely, who's cutting to the rim, couldn't finish it. Celia Landon with the contest there. Long pass hit to Douglas, and a lay-in is good. Deanna Douglas will get out and run, and she did so there, leads to an easy bucket. And with 4:17 to go in the third, Midwest City leads it by 16. We have a timeout on the floor. It's going to be a full timeout, so we'll go ahead and take it with them as the Bombers use their second timeout of the day. Midwest City leads it by 16. You're watching the 5A girls West Regional Playoff action on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
It's a calling that's kept us free. It's a place to belong. What's the calling? It's doing a job that makes a difference. Serving your community and your country. It's part-time service where the impact is full-time. What's your calling? Air Force Reserve.
Back at J.E. Sutton Fieldhouse, Josh Calloway with you on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Midwest City leading Noble 44-28 as we have 4:17 to play in the third quarter in this 5A West Girls Regional Final. Not an elimination game. Winner moves on to area next week and is a win away from state, but the loser is not done. We'll have a chance to still get there with a game tomorrow, but you have to win that and then go win 2 next week in area as opposed to just winning next week. You're talking about winning 3 games or 1 to get to state after today. Very different paths if you win or lose this game. Why it's so important, even though it's not an elimination game, it's almost just as important. Shot doesn't go. As Landon pulls it in, long pass ahead to Johnson, little Euro step move, she's hitting fouled. So things have tightened up a bit in this second half as both teams are finding their way to the line with a little more frequency than we saw in the first half. 3 fouls on each team, and Johnson shooting a pair here, and first one rolls off. Can never quite replicate the intensity and urgency of a game that's an elimination game. Loser season is literally over. But this is as close as it gets for just how vastly different your path forward is with a win or a loss today. And Midwest City leading by 17, in good shape to try and do what they sought out to do, which is take care of business in their home regional that they're hosting here, which they earned by winning their district and having a shot, a crack, getting to state with simply 1 win next week. And that game will be against either Carl Albert or Del City. And we'll have it on OSN, and that's going to be a doozy one way or another. No matter who it is, it'll be a doozy. Ball is deflected out of bounds. It'll stay at this end with the Bears. Inbound Decker, long pass across to Abernathy. Abernathy on the floor, gives it up right side, Decker. Pass underneath, deflected by Douglas. She'll run down and save it. That was great hands by Douglas, getting him up almost like a lineman in football, knocking down a quarterback's pass. Broke that up, got the turnover. Bombers lead by 17. In the corner, Landon for 3. Off the side of the rim, no good, but there you go again. Douglas cleans up, rebound good. Bombers' biggest lead of the day at 19. They lead at 47-28 with 2:55 to go in the third. Abernathy goes to her left, gets to the top, Steely. Steely, right side, Decker. Decker, long pass to Steely on the left wing. Noble hasn't really shot hardly any threes in this game. Not really part of their game, but you get into a hole like this, maybe start trying it, and now that's going to be a foul on Midwest City. I honestly didn't see where the contact was, but it's on Douglas. And that was Midwest City's last to give in the quarter. So that's not going to be free throws. It was on the floor, but no more to give the rest of the way. So that's noteworthy in the final 2:35 of this quarter. Turnaround shot for Decker with the left is good, and the foul. I've seen as many and ones in this game as any I can recall recently, especially on the girls' side of things. I mean, so many shots finished through the contact. It's been really impressive by both teams. Free throw, no good, though. And Bombers get it back, leading by 17, 2:27 to play in the third. Landon left side to Gaddis. Gaddis gives it back. Right side, Johnson. Over to Landon, back to Johnson. Midwest City, no reason to rush. You're not really working the clock yet, but you also know clock is on your side at this point, up 17, nearing the late stages of the third. Miller for 3. Front of the rim, no good. Rebound is loose, and this time they're going to say Douglas going over the back a little bit here. That's a big call. as it saddles Douglas with another foul. I believe that's her third foul. Staying in the game for now, though, as Miller will come out. Into the game for the first time today is Janae Say, 6-foot junior, who played some really nice minutes in the win over Western Heights. And now they're going to give her free throws here because, yeah, that should have been free throws. It took a second to realize it. I didn't realize it right off the top. But that was a loose ball foul, not an offensive foul. If it was an offensive foul, it wouldn't be free throws, but it was a loose ball foul on the rebound, which means the bonus comes into play, and you get free throws. So George hits the first one to cut it to 16. Second one on the way will rim off. Douglas the board. Final 2 minutes of the third. Bombers lead by 16. Trying to take care of business and move on to area next week. Landon is now hit and fouled. So the Toonie by his house's charity stripe is getting a workout in this third quarter. Both teams are living at the line. And with 1:54 to play in the third, more foul shots coming for the gold and black of Midwest City. First one for the Bombers is good. Makes it 48-31. Free throw up and good, so a 2-for-2 trip for Landon gets the lead back to 18, 49-31. Abernathy handling the ball for the Bears. Left side Decker. Rocket pass to George. Good ball movement to Cottrell. Her shot's up and will roll off. That was a good sequence there for the Bears offensively, but just didn't hit the shot. And so Midwest City has it back, leading by 18, 1:33 to go in the third. Right side to Johnson. Out to the top of the key. Pass to the cutting Douglas. Had her ball stripped away. Say on the floor. She gets tied up. That's a jump ball, and the arrow will favor the Bears. So good defense there by Noble, getting the tie up and getting the basketball back. Nice play by one of the cheerleaders down there for Midwest City. Picked up that ball and threw it to the ref with pom-poms on. I don't think I've seen that. Throwing a ball with pom-poms. That's a challenge. Decker for three for the Bears. Side of the rim, no good. Rebound pulled in by Douglas. And the Bombers start the break. Here's Landon racing down the floor, and there's that speed we talked about. Left-hand shot, no. Rebound, Saya. Turnaround shot for Johnny. Saya won't go. Landon put back, no. Got her own miss. She'll put it up again and got it. It's a 20-point lead off of 3 offensive boards for the Bombers. Would not be denied on that possession. And Midwest City's lead continues to grow, now hitting 20 for the first time tonight. 42 seconds left to play in the third. Decker over to Cottrell. Corner to Steely. Rayleigh Steely, the 5'5 junior. Top to Abernathy. Final half minute of the quarter. George for three. Clackums. How do you like a Bobby Lewis Insurance 3-ball there by Hayden George, who has been, in my estimation, Noble's best player today. She's played very well. And it's a 17-point game with 15 seconds to go in the quarter. Bombers will assuredly hold for the final shot here of the frame. Landon, and we got contact. That's going to be an illegal screen. So you can't hold for the final shot if you commit an offensive foul. So with 5.3 seconds, Noble will have it back, trailing by 17. Still a tall mountain to climb. You get a bucket here. You can try to carry a little life with you into the fourth. Got to get a shot up. Cottrell feeds it to Abernathy. This will count if it goes at the buzzer. Oh, not a bad look. But it rims off, and that will end the third quarter. At the end of 3, it's Midwest City 51, Noble 34. Take a timeout. Be back for the fourth and final frame from J.E. Sutton Fieldhouse. Stick with us. Fun finish on the way on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
If you've lived in Oklahoma long enough, you'll know that we get extreme weather. With that extreme weather comes hail damage to your roof and an insurance claim. When that happens, there's not a better company to deal with on your insurance claim than Cantrell Roofing and Construction. Since 1987, Cantrell Roofing and Construction has proven to be the best in the business. And always remember, got hail? Call Cantrell.
right, back at J.E. Sutton Fieldhouse, all set for the finish of this one. As we get to the fourth quarter, it's 51-34 Midwest City. After one, it was 17-10 Bombers. At the break, 32-21. Now we head to the fourth, 51-34. So the Bombers have won every quarter. They've just pushed that lead out kind of steadily. There hasn't been any massive runs really in this game either way. Noble has really fought, done a lot of good things, but Midwest City has just kind of been a tick better in some key areas. And they've continued to push this out just little by little, stretching out more and more and more, and they lead by 17 as we go to the fourth. A spot in area on the line, with the winner moving to within one game of the state tournament. 3-ball for Gaddis won't go. Rebound. What else is new for Deanna Douglas? Kick out to Pratt. Second chance opportunity. Should go to the rim. And is hit on the arm and fouled. And free throws coming from Markia Pratt as we open up this fourth quarter. Stick with us after the game, by the way. We'll hand out our Eastside Church of Christ Player of the Game Award. The first free throw for Pratt is good. We'll also, of course, take one last glance over the bracket. Make sure we let you know where these teams are headed next. As she makes them both, makes a 19-point lead. And, of course, we'll also be sure to let you know about what we have coming up tonight on OSN, as we have a slew of games on the network coming up this evening. It's going to be an awesome night of basketball coming up. As the shot for the Bears doesn't go, with our game being as good as any of them. Midwest City, El Reno, here at J.E. Sutton Fieldhouse. I am pumped for that game tonight. Going to be a good one. Martin in the corner for the Bombers with 7:12 to go. Midwest City close to salting this away, but Noble just close enough that you feel like you got to still finish strong. Martin stepping to her left, hand off to Landon to the top. Gaddis. Sanaya Gaddis with the ball, right side, Salia Landon. Landon in the corner to Douglas. Good ball movement here. Kind of like we talked about toward the end of that third quarter. Midwest City is in no rush. You can work the clock, use that time to your advantage. The clock is your ally right now, and it is your enemy if you're Noble. Martin thought about the shot and said she'll hold it. Gives it up left side to Gaddis once more. Midwest City's used about almost a full minute on this possession. Martin gives it up left side to Gaddis to the top. Pratt. Markia Pratt will dribble it back out. Midwest City, this is just a clinic in clock melting right now being done by the Bombers. As we're down to 6:15 already in this fourth quarter. This possession started for Midwest City well over a minute ago. Pratt splits the defense, had it deflected away and stolen. So Noble gets the turnover, but Midwest City used the clock. Abernathy fast break, she won't finish it. Rebound pulled in by Martin, and Midwest City gets it back. So after all that, Noble gets the turnover that they need. Would have liked to have it a lot sooner. Start the break and couldn't finish it off. That's a tough sequence there for the Bears. As Midwest City goes back into clock melting mode with 5:40 now to go. Fourth quarter quickly draining. Turnaround shot for Douglas. She is fouled. As Cottrell came in and got her on the elbow. No doubt about it on that one. And Deanna Douglas will head to that Toonie Bias House's charity stripe with 5:36 to go. Looking to pad this Bomber lead and inch Midwest City closer to area and de facto the state tournament. George out back in for the Bears is Macy Barefoot. I've seen her sparingly today, but she's been in there in spurts. Comes in now, the senior who will be hoping to prolong her career another day tomorrow, assuming the Bears can't find a way to pull off a big comeback here. Down 21. Racing ahead, here's Abernathy. Oh, boy, she just rushed that one a little bit. Did a great job racing down there. Create the separation. And now a fast break bucket for Deanna Douglas, who, like we talked about, Deanna Douglas will get out and run. And she did that a lot against Western Heights on Tuesday. Has kept that going today. And the Bombers' lead is their biggest of the day at 23 with 5:07 and counting left to play here at J.E. Sutton Fieldhouse. This is Martinez back in the game for the Bears as well. Number 15, her pass down low is deflected. We're going to have a whistle and a foul here called, I think, on the Bombers. Nope, it's on the Bears. My mistake. Away from the ball, or a loose ball. And so the Bombers will get it back. Into the game for Noble for the first time, number 34 is Kaya Rakoski, 5'11 junior, getting some run for the first time. And for Midwest City, again, you got to finish the deal here, but if it does go this direction, some seniors will be playing their final game on this floor as Martin, Landon, Diana Douglas, and Gaddis, the 4 seniors for Midwest City, all started this game. We'll head off this floor for the final time as Douglas bullies her way to the rim and finishes it. Obviously, the senior night kind of festivities is reserved for the regular season, but it feels a little different whenever you come off your home floor for the final time, and that'll be the case here in the next 4 minutes and 19 seconds. As Midwest City close to putting this one on ice. Cottrell out of the game for Noble. Ava Rowe, 5'5 junior, into the game. This is also where for Coach Vanderberg, this is savvy because you're going to have to turn around and play again tomorrow. And kind of sensing that this is, you're down 25. It's a tall order at this point to pull this out. Sensing, hey, let's play the long game here. Let's get some subs in. Let's get our starters off our feet because we're going to be back at this thing tomorrow night trying to extend our season into next weekend against the Guthrie Blue Jays. So that's a savvy coaching move by Coach Lindsey Vanderberg. Having some foresight, not just going all out trying to pull a game out that's probably already decided. Passing into the cutting row, couldn't finish it. Another sub for the Bears, by the way, is Aaliyah Jean-Pierre, a senior off the bench, number 30 into the game. So it's a all-bench 5 right now for the Bears. Meanwhile, Midwest City still has some starters out here. In particular, a few of those seniors who will be heading off this floor for the final time in the next 4:04. Got a conversation at the scorers table here. Not sure what it's regarding. Now the official checking with Coach Vanderberg. All right, well, I guess we're going to get back to it here. Apparently nothing changed noticeably, so I guess official got whatever info he felt like he needed from Noble's sideline. And so we're back to it. Final 4 minutes from J.E. Sutton Fieldhouse. Here's Pratt. She'll drive to the rim, lost her handle on it. Say picks up. That'll be the question going into next week is Markia Pratt, how many minutes can she play? Will she get back in the lineup? Just a little hobbled after that fall. Obviously, nothing major staying in the game. What a pass there by Saya to the cutting Gaddis and the foul. That was a gorgeous pass by Jonay Saya. And it's a 27-point lead, 61-34 with 3:31 to go. That was well done. So mass subs here for Coach Meg Malloy Knight. Same idea. Obviously, no game tomorrow for Midwest City, but get some of the other players some run here and turn the page to next week in either Carl Albert or Del City. We'll try and in the postgame show maybe take a quick peek in on that score, by the way, so we can try to let you know who the Bombers will see. That game was ahead of ours throughout, so it might already be over. But we'll peek in on it. So there's more discussion being had on these mass subs. Actually, I guess we got a technical foul here called at some point because Gaddis is at the free throw line all alone. I'm not sure what happened there. So Gaddis is shooting a free throw all by her lonesome. Now they're giving her 2 more. Yeah, so that she got the free throw on the foul, and now 2 more for the technical. I didn't see the technical even get called, obviously I have no clue who it's on, other than it being on Noble, obviously. So she makes them all. The lead is up to 30 at 64-34. Credit to Coach Megan Malloy Knight's group here for coming out and making a statement in the second half of this game, by the way. It's an 11-point game at halftime. 8-point game with, 30 seconds, that final possession of the first half. And they've just exploded since then, dominated this thing in the second half. 3 ball in the corner, no good for Jordan Hanna just into the game for the Bombers. His 7, Miller handling the ball. Also in for the first time, number 1 is Chloe Knox, 5'6" junior, getting some action here in the final moments of this game. Turnaround shot for Saya is good. So Midwest City leads it by 32, 66-34. As Martinez brings it down. Gives it up right side to Rakoski. Ooh, nice little up and under move. Couldn't finish it. Rebound pulled in by Saya. Long pass head to Seven Miller's racing ahead of the defense. Layup attempt will roll off. Rebound Martinez. Ball is loose. And we'll get a tie up here, and the arrow will give it to Midwest City, actually. So Bombers will steal an extra possession here with 2:38 to go. Well, actually, they're going to give it to Noble. The arrow on the scoreboard was showing that it was Midwest City's arrow, but they give it to Noble, and now the arrow is flip-flopping all over the place. Game's decided. 2.5 to go. 66-34. Martinez ripping it away. And they're going to say Coach Vanderburg slipped another timeout in with 2:27 left.
There's timeout.
Which direction do we want to go for our Eastside Church of Christ Player of the Game award? This game's decided. I think we can go ahead and hand it out with 2:27 left. A lot of directions. Let's go with Celia Landon for our Eastside Church of Christ Player of the Game. Very strong argument that you could give it back to Deanna Douglas again, but we'll go with Celia Landon, especially in the first half of this game, was really using her best skills to her advantage. Her burst and her way to attack the rim, get out in transition, she was phenomenal, especially in the first half of this game. Was great in the second half too, but when this game was still nip and tuck and very competitive, she was a huge part of why Midwest City was hanging on to the lead for quite a while in that first half. So we'll go with Celia Landon, our Eastside Church of Christ Player of the Game. The Eastside Church of Christ in Midwest City believes in loving Jesus by loving their neighbors. They invite you to join them Sunday mornings at 9 a.m. for Bible class with song and praise beginning at 10 a.m. If you can't make it Sunday mornings, you're invited to study with them at 7 p.m. on Wednesdays. Check out their live and recorded streams on YouTube and find more information on their website at eastsidechurchofchrist.info. The Eastside Church of Christ at 916 South Douglas Boulevard in Midwest City. Turnover, Bombers have it back as we're winding down on this one. Seven Miller turnaround shot is banked home. And the Bombers now doubling up Noble 68-34. The final score is not going to be indicative of just how competitive this game was for quite a while. As Noble was in this game until about middle third quarter or so, and that's when the Bombers really started to assert themselves, push it out, and took care of business as we hit the final 2 minutes here at J.E. Sutton Fieldhouse. Nearly a turnover, but ran down and saved by Jean Pierre. And so how will Noble bounce back tomorrow against the Guthrie Blue Jays will be to be determined, but we'll see. It should be a fun game. Team we've also featured on OSN this year, those Guthrie Blue Jays. A couple of times. They actually featured their playoff game against Del City on Tuesday night. The Eagles winning that one, of course, to send Guthrie into the loser bracket today, and they took care and knocked off Southeast. Whistles before the shot as some more subs here for Midwest City. As looks like we have another timeout with a 1:22 to go. As the subs in for Midwest City are going to be, whenever we get back to it, Maya Hodge is number 32. She's a 6'3 freshman. And it looks like a number 4 that I actually don't have on my roster, so apologies to her. I don't have a 4 listed. We'll have to listen closer. Actually, that's Kaya Jackson. We know that. We had that the other night. Kaya Jackson, number 4, into the game with 1:22 to go. We appreciate you so much for watching. Again, we'll be back tonight, 7:30 game. Look for us on the air right about then. I mean, if it starts completely on time, about 7:25, but these things never do. So expect the first game, the Western Heights and Santa Fe South game, probably to run a little long, and so we'll be on the air around that time. But look for the stream at about 7:30, and we'll bring it to you. It should be a great one tonight. Amaya and myself will be back here. It should be a fun one. Looking forward to that one this evening. As we hit the final minute, Jackson's shot almost banked home. Rebound is loose on the floor. Diving after a great play by Mackenzie Davis, a freshman into the game for the Bears. Getting on the floor. Hustle hardwood from the freshman Davis. Bears have it back. 48 seconds to go. Pass underneath deflected. Ends up with a jumper that is blocked for Ava Rowe. Another Bear into the game for the first time is Addie Colwell, another freshman. So some really youngsters into the game for the first time for the Bears. I think they got a quick tie-up in there, and Noble gets it back, as they might be able to dribble this out, depending on if they feel like it's a little too far away for all that nonsense. Hodges, final half minute. Down the lane, shot is up, won't roll home. Rebound is pulled in by Rowe. Long pass there for the Bears over the outstretched arms of Kinley McDonald, another freshman. So this is a really young group out there for Noble right now, getting some action in a playoff game. To the rim and can't finish it. Final 10 seconds as Davis goes down the floor. See if they can get one more shot. It's ripped away by Hannah, and layup at the buzzer will count, and it's good. As right at the buzzer, Hannah gets the layup, and Midwest City wins it 70-34. So the Bombers go to 22-3. They move to area next week, and they will face either Carl Albert or Del City. The game's probably final, so let me try and see if I can get a final score for you real quick before we sign off on this broadcast. And Carl Albert came back to beat Del City. How about that? 39-37. The Titans rallied to beat the Eagles on their home floor. So you can pencil it in next week. The Midwest City Lady Bombers, the Carl Albert Lady Titans for a spot in the state tournament. That is going to be a lot of fun next week. That game, again, time and location to be determined. But we can tell you it'll be next Thursday. And again, location, time, that'll be decided later. It'll be a night game, either 6 or 7:30. But that stuff will all get released later this weekend, probably Sunday night, maybe Monday morning. And we'll have that game for you wherever or whenever it is. It should be a great one. Midwest City and Carl Albert next Thursday night with a spot in the state tournament on the line. Look forward to that next week. I don't know if I'll be on the call myself for that game, but I wouldn't hate it if I was. That'll be a lot of fun next Thursday. As for Noble, like we said, they'll head on down to the consolation bracket, and they will face the Guthrie Blue Jays tomorrow evening. That game is either going to be at 6 or 6:30. I think it's going to be at 6 at Titan Fieldhouse. So keep an eye out for that one if you're a fan of the Bears. They'll be taking on Guthrie tomorrow over just across town at Titan Fieldhouse tomorrow. As they try to punch their ticket to area, they'll have one more crack at it tomorrow. So that's it for this one. We appreciate so much for tuning in on a Friday matinee. We'll be back tonight, just about a couple hours from now, as the Midwest City Bombers got the next week on the brain. The Midwest City Bombers take on the El Reno Indians, so it should be a tremendous game tonight in our final game. What's been a great week here at J.E. Sutton Fieldhouse and the Midwest City, both girls and boys regional. We thank you so much for watching. We'll be back tonight, again, about 7:30 on the air for the Bombers and the Indians, Midwest City and El Reno on the boys' end of things. For Amaya Robinson working the camera, I'm Josh Calloway, signing off for now from J.E. Sutton Fieldhouse. The Midwest City Lady Bombers on to area, one win away from the state tournament as they take care of business. They take down Noble 70-34. We'll see it tonight for the nightcap, Midwest City and El Reno on the boys' side. For now, good afternoon. We'll see you tonight back here at J.E. Sutton Fieldhouse on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Thanks for watching this presentation of the Oklahoma Sports Network.